Hello to all the beautiful Libras out there around the world and in your living room. Thanks for joining me here at this little YouTube channel in this moment in space and time. We're looking in on the sign of Libra for the Taurus season, so May and late April. Whenever you're watching it is a good time to be watching it. About 5 of Wands jumping out here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that work environment. It's just kind of like, has it been unrelenting? Has it been just like almost to the point of like disconcerting at times to be like, oh wow, it's like so much is being asked, right? And how much are you willing to give? What is the balance there, Libra? Well, you know what the balance is. You're all about it. So it's kind of like let's be on guard for being swept away or caught up or burnt out. Okay, that's kind of the long and short of it all. That's where you find it. It's where you sense it, where it needs to be. We're looking in, yes, month of May, Taurus season for sign of Libra, 2019. That's what we want to know, Tarot. What can we expect? What kind of energies are abound, right? So, as always, wish you the best in health, bliss, prosperity, abundance, joy. Here on this channel. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. And let's have a look. I'm going to get the cards down. I've been doing a couple spreads lately, so this is a general reading. Okay, for you and wherever your focus is at. It could be another person, it could be community, place, thing, project, whatever it might be. Okay, Libra. All right, here we go. Queen of Wands. All right. So the fire signs in your life will be more supportive towards your plight, or if you are struggling, your struggle, or your goals. I think you can feel support that will come in this month, and it could come in the form of direct help, or it could come in the form of a new idea, a new something that's almost kind of like it appears out of the blue, like you might see it out of the corner of your eye somewhere, or as a flash, like. To try something new or to do something new. And I see you running with inspiration, and I see that previous inspirations, as long as you're still working towards them, will be supported, okay, this month. That's a good card of support. Thank you, Queen of Wands, for being there for us, and thanks for behaving a little bit more in the month of May than you were kind of things getting out of control there last month. All right, bringing balance, bringing harmony back. A reversal on the 10 of coins now on the board. So this could be matters of the state. This could be a matter of functioning and even energy of moving, changing of location, changing of address for some Libras out there, or some Libras that are having to support somebody else's change of life or attitude, right? If you are the one playing that supportive role, you're adjusting to that. You're acclimatizing it to whatever new needs, perhaps for young adults, children that are coming of age into adulthood, having to like look at matters of that, or somebody like a direct dependent, right? Something like that. And so if security and risk of financial loss are coming into your fields of play or into your awareness, just be mindful to remain guarded of your time, okay, and of your energy. It's like you don't want to be spending too much time in all the wrong places this month. It's asking for more of a more focus and a lessening of too deep of focus, right? It's kind of like, and that's nothing new for you, Libra. That's been going on for a long time, I feel. It's almost like you guys might have broke a mirror or something. And it's just like, well, of all the things that Libra begins to balance, maybe the toughest thing that's been for quite some time has been the general focus, the constant putting on cruise control. We're the way up, way down when it comes to focus, and it's like that can be hard on things like your circadian rhythm and your general enjoyment that you can draw from the ever-present now, because the focus is in, it's out, it's in, it's out, and it's based on work life, and it's based on responsibility, and it's based on you just like being very in tune and taking that enjoyment from life. So it's something that might be needed to be looked upon, or some practice or coaching that needs to occur there. All right. Oh, tower moments even for some of you. Yeah, a change of pace, a change of things. Like hopefully nothing too deep is going on within the subconscious. This card can speak to subconscious fear having the potential to bring slow down our ascension or to bring us down in some sort of way, like having the rug swept out from underneath you. Eventually you fall down, but it's cyclical in a way, and it's trying to defy the cyclical nature of what goes around comes around. It's just like, I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm going to take take up refuge or camp out here for a little while, and let everything pass by, which is not an energy you want to be aligned with. It's like anything that you're doing to delay, procrastinate, or hide from coming to fruition is not benefiting you at all this month, Libra. So if a tower moment needs to occur, just like go get it over with, and then start back again, or start back after. It's like kind of testing a level of acceptance on something as well. Okay, kind of a harsh message, but yeah, because there might have been a situation where you did release control over something, and somebody else or that something may have took that energy and then wanted to dominate it over you, right? Or wanted to in kind of like manipulation or anything like that going on. The Emperor reverse is danger, especially like, look at that. It's like it can be very easy to become overlooked, neglected, unappreciated at any point in time. If you're in acceptance of like, well, I have to get this done, or I need to do this for so and so, or this person, it's kind of like I feel like you need to define some boundaries for yourself, Libra, and that the communication levels need to open up to a point where you can say what you need to say without having subconscious fear of a repercussion, or for some of you in the dating world, this comes as a fear of a rejection, or it's not like, it's not going to be an end all to everything, right? It's like people bounce, and people even, they may not see both sides of the coin. So, and you're kind of like the one that's like, well, I'd rather be nice than be right. Sometimes we have to set that boundary to be like, you know what? No, I've given you an inch, you've taken a mile. I've given you a rope to build a ladder. When instead of doing that, or hanging yourself, you're coming after me with the rope that I gave you, kind of thing. And it's like, I totally understand where that can be coming from, Libra, because it is hard to gauge those responses or those reactions when there is a subconscious fear of this subtle realities of what the future could bring, right? So I hope you're not spending too much time being a little bit too shook by that, okay? It's just like water off a duck's back, a sensitivity issue, right, for some. All right, now we have 10 of Swords up here on the board. And what I get a sense here is, don't worry, you will find an easing of communication. You will, communication seems very stuck right now, Libra, but it will relax itself. It will release itself, because I think you will make just a very subtle shift in your practice, in your spiritual awareness, to allow the thought form to be released, so that you can feel good about contributing and expressing again. And it could be, and nobody might be directly doing this to you. It might just be your reaction to how somebody else in the group is behaving or performing, and it's just like you may kind of want to watch how reactionary you are, whether not outrightly, but how we react on the inside to someone else's jacking any behavior type thing. You want to be kind of in recognition of that sort of reactionary state, because if you're not doing anything, it turns into like passive aggressive behavior, which turns into like harboring feelings, or even on a lesser extent. So, and it requires the communication. It does. No matter how difficult those conversations may be to have, we've got to have them, Libra. Okay. All right. The 5 of Swords is up here. Okay. Now, it's not a great card to see in this position, because there may be things that you are projecting that are not necessarily even real. Okay, with the 5 of Swords here, you have to be careful of that which, and it's not projecting through behavior, but projecting through expectation, or being like, I'm riding my wave right now, but somebody's always crashing into it. Well, why is that? Why does that happen? And I don't think it's because of anything bad you've done or any ill-fated karma. It's more or less because it's like law of attraction. If you're not in recognition of it in the ever-present now, you may be doing things unawarely that cause like a more of a bumpy ride, more of a bumpy road, right? We'd like for there to be smooth sailings, but it's almost like the interpersonal things that are showing up in your relationships are maybe causing other expectations other people have of you, and you're afraid to let them down or to change it, sort of thing. And that could be leaving you feeling a little bit trapped, okay? But up at the top, or stressed out, or feeling of anxieties and depressions and things like that, because the load that you are carrying is too big. But who was the one that picked up all those sticks in the first place? You were, you ding dong, you 10 of wands. You picked them all up. So how far did you think you were going to carry them? Or was it just too far to go to make 2 trips? Why does he have all that, right? This card is a self-analysis of your spirit. And it's funny because the suit of wands, it branches out. It has a heavy, it is reflective on the mundane of your work environment, but it is also reflective of spirit. So it's like kind of maybe you've picked up too much along the way, too much responsibility, too much burden, too much other people's bullshit. You've just been, it's like, why are we attached to all these things? Which one of these things can we let go to lighten our load, to lessen our burden, whether the person on the other end of the line can accept it or not? And it might just be able to something that you can just put away for a little while, maybe deleting an app off your phone, or putting like a very time-consuming hobby away in the closet for a season or two, and come and return to it at a later day if you're feeling stuck, okay? Wow, Libra, I know, like, well, we love tarot and benevolent energy. We just do, and we love it when it's reflected. But a lot of times tarot will tell its own story. It'll tell the message that it needs to be heard, right? General readings, of course, not going to apply for every Libra, but if you're still watching now, hopefully a lot of that you are definitely experiencing on your intuitive end. And as a special treat for sticking around so long, we'll pull on one more 5D card for a sign of Libra. And see, we might not even have to pull it. It might just come out. Nice manifestation. 3 of fire. Good to see that card there. Good to see that, because that's a recognition. That's a recognition of the beautiful sunset, of the destination, and still in appreciation of it on that journey, right? We just don't want the steps to get there to be so burdenful, right? This 3 of fire guy, he's just got very minimal. He's like downsized. He's got minimal worries, burdens, and it's freed up his time. It's freed up his vision of his journey. It's allowed him to move more and reach farther than he was when he was in a 10 of clubs or 10 of wands type energy, where we finally set all those things down. And then when you do that, you realize, if I can still bring some of it, I can still bring 3 of them with me. I don't need the other 7. I can bring the other 3 with me, lighten my load, and still be able to enjoy my time along the journey. Okay, Libra? And that brings more of the balance. And nice to see a 3 there in that capstone card. All right, Libra, I love you lots. We'll see you next time.